Mina here with Press Pass LA at the Mulli documentary premiere. This is an incredible story about Dr. Mulli, the man who changed the lives of over 10,000 children. What was so exciting about this project?
I think just how far Charles's reach is. Like, the Mulli family really has impacted, thousands of people, and you read about it, but when you're there and you see the power of it, it's really impressive. So, yeah.
Obviously, like you were saying, Mulli has a huge impact in the world.
Yes.
What he did was really incredible.
Yes.
I don't know if a lot of people would go through the lengths he went through just to make the world a better place.
Of course not. Yeah.
What would you want your legacy to be?
Oh, wow. I mean, that's a huge question. I think I've always said if you do good and you're a nice person, you'll be remembered in a good way, and that's all I want from my life, He's gone far beyond that, and 100% will be somebody we talk about for generations to come. So he's given his whole life to others, and that it's so selfless.
It's definitely a beautiful thing, and I know it's kind of like the line of thinking that if you have something to die for, you have something to live for.
Yeah.
Is there one cause that you're super passionate about that you want people to know about?
Wow. Plastic waste. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I would just say that's the biggest problem we have in the world right now is plastic waste. That's what's going to end up killing us all. So.
Other than recycling, what else can we do?
Well, I don't know. I'm not versed in it enough. I haven't dedicated my life to it the way that Charles has dedicated his life to this. So, yeah. But
you envision a world one day where there is no plastic waste at all, that we figured out a technology to just get rid of everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the scientist on this one, so hopefully somebody will figure it out. Yeah.
I definitely hope so, but I also hope you have a really good night. Your story is so inspirational that when I first saw it, I was like, is this a movie? Is this fact? This is so incredible that it's very hard to even wrap your head around. So it's so interesting that you went from a rags to riches and then sacrificed your wealth once you had it. What was that up and down process like of going from poverty to the top of the top and then deciding to give that away and give it back in such a beautiful way?
Right. Well, everything is possible, mostly when you make a decision to do something and being led by love, because the love that has been inside me for all those years and the problem that I got through the street and through life of poverty and hatred because I was not given love, that has given me and gave me a platform to be able to really consider others. And of course, I remember when I saw children crying and the children in problem, I felt like, wow, I need to take action and do something for them. And of course, I did take that action, which took me to where I am, over 12,000 children and 3,256 those whom we care. And so that gives me a lot of pleasure. I am so happy. There is nothing else that I could do in this world. Yeah.
What went through your mind when he made the decision to do that? Did you think, how are we going to do this? Were you completely on board with it? What was going through your mind when he came up with this idea?
Yeah, it was not easy for me because when he came and he told me that he want to do that, I was asking, are you sure what you are doing is right for your family and for yourself? And he told me yes, because it's not me. It's only God called me to help the needy children and those who are orphanage. So I prayed for him, God to give him that love and to give him that strength and to give me the love to love those children. Yeah.
So beautiful. I don't even know what to say at this point because it's such a huge task to undertake. And so many people want to make the world a better place. So many people want to have an impact in the world. But with something so huge, it's almost hard to think that you're able to accomplish it. So what would you say to people who want to make an impact but feel like they have no influence in the world?
You see, one of the things, as I said earlier on, the greatest of all is love. And then love can make really mountain to move. And my wife said that we have been so much involved. It's because we love to help the children and to give them not only food that we give them, clothes, health care, but again education. And you know, education is the key to any success of individual or even a family. And therefore I felt like, yes, big kid, I would really give them the best of the best. Love them together with my family, my wife, and educate them to become self-reliant. And the reason is that when we do that to all these poor children, those orphans, they will become the great men in our society across the globe. They will change the future generation of tomorrow. And so I'm seeing far, being able now to motivate people to come together and be able to help a child, to help a person who is really very poor.
Thank you so much. What's your biggest challenge in directing this documentary? Because, you know, it almost sounds like such an exaggerated story when you think about it, you know, but it's real.
I think the biggest challenge was trying to encapsulate Charles and Esther's life and what they're doing in the world and what they're the whole arc of everything into 81 minutes. Is what the final runtime was. So I think that was the hardest point of making the movie.
What's something that you left out, that you had to leave out, that you wish people would know about?
Well, it's funny. I built a village for the film, and I ended up burning the village down. And that scene didn't make the movie, and that was one of the most fun, amazing scenes to shoot. But it ended up in the editing room and never made it to the final film. So that's the scene that I wish would have made the movie.
Now I want to know about that.
Yeah,
I guess I'll have to do my research.
It involved a witch doctor. It was amazing. It was an amazing scene, and but that scene didn't make the movie. But it's okay.
What part of this movie resonates with you the most?
The fact that we're in such a time in our world, in our country, and globally. What resonates is that what we can do and the impact we can have can come from one person. And it can spread to thousands and thousands. And I think we need that more now than ever. Somebody who exemplifies all inclusivity, no discrimination, only love is his language. And I think that what he does is miraculous. And I every day I would wake up and pinch myself that I got to be the one to direct and tell this story.
So what would you want your legacy to be? What would you want your impact on the world to be?
I've been very blessed lately. I got 2 movies coming out this month. Thank you for your service, about our country and our veterans. Jason Hall directed that, Miles Teller, myself, Joe Cole, Beulah, Kalua. I mean, there's just like Granite Mountain, which is now called Only the Brave, true story of the Granite Mountain Hotshots. And I got to play a pastor in Clayton Whitted. So these are real stories that our country doesn't know about our elite firefighters. And that's what that movie does. And then Mulli, which is my baby. So Mulli can change the world. And I really believe that it will, and it can, and it's starting tonight. It's amazing to see everybody here, so I'm just excited.
So your legacy is going to be sharing everyone's stories through film?
My legacy is to do whatever I'm called to do the best that I can. You know, and mainly I'm acting, but on this one I've been sitting in the director chair for 4 years, telling a story that I think can change the world.
I hope it does. I think it will too.
I think it will too.